How's it going? Ooh, happy Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. I'm confused because I've been working extra shifts over the weekend, extra days, so I don't really know what day it is now. I'm also very tired because I stayed up too late last night playing this, but I'm sort of addicted. How are you, Tin Sarah? But yeah, we were about to upgrade, I think. I think our bike's all in order. Is it just me or has it got louder? That's okay. G is up, goodness me. How are you, G? How did you get on with, what were you doing? When did I see your stream? I'm getting confused now. Oh no, I think I just like sneakily poked my head in while I was on like sort of a half break at work. What was the last thing you were doing? I saw Eternal Champions. I think there was something with F. But good morning, we're doing Super Hang-On. It is hard work. Did you ever actually play this on arcade? Doing a lot better. How are you? Very tired. And this game is pretty savage. The career mode's alright though. But arcade. Oh, I've already clicked end. That's a good start. Well, we're ending the game. That's the end of that. Only played arcade game once. Arcade is really hard. I'm on the third. There's 4 courses, isn't there? And I'm on the 3rd one. I can't do it. Can't do it. I had a little go earlier, like using like saves and stuff, and like I can sort of in theory do it, but yeah, ridiculous. Played on a sit down on the cab. At the cab, I kept yeah, because it proper tilts, doesn't it? I don't know how I'd feel about playing it like that, to be honest. Anyway. We're about to take on the... Well, we've got Sega sponsoring us ourselves. I can't speak. Sega themselves are sponsoring us. And we're going up against Maria. You've got to see her. She says, welcome to my circuit. And Sega's going to sponsor us. They actually are very interested in racers, apparently. They have a deep admiration for racers. Big tilt. Mental as well. Just have to see what the state of this race is. We'll give it a go. I already like the new backgrounds. Oh, but my controls. I've been playing arcade before I went live. Oh. Oh, I don't think this... Well, maybe it's in the European course, actually. I was going to say, I don't think I've seen this scenery. It's nice. Whoa. Trying to not crash my bike too much. Oh! Spoke it into happening. So we're off to a flying start. Find a retro arcade with Super Hang-On. Yeah, I don't really see many anymore. There used to be one that I went to that had loads of like egret arcade things and stuff. Before I was actually even interested in them, and now I'm finally interested in like those sort of shooters and stuff. Because I remember they had them all, like the beat 'em ups and the shooters and the Tekkens and the whatevers. I went to have a look a bit ago, last year. It had all gone. So I was thinking, now a hang-on streamer. Well, until I finish. Oh. If I keep exiting the game by mistake, then yeah, it's quite possible. How are you, Retro? Yeah. Right, let's go into the next race now. Outside of Crisis is a legendary Sega track, though. It is. But personally, I think I prefer Winning Run. But I think I prefer the other two when I'm not, like, because it depends on the race, but this one's a bot, but it gets me blood going. My family, oh, that was what I saw. That was what I saw actually, because I was like, what is that? Is that Jeopardy? But then I was like, it can't be for F. Because I didn't have any sound on because I was at work. I was just being nosy. Da, da, da. Oh, oh. It's going to take me a few to get used to this bloody bike. I'm trying to go fast. I don't even know if there's that much of a rush actually. Probably should find out first how desperately I need to go. Dentist tomorrow. Oh, I need to go to the dentist. I reckon it's better to stay on the road, but what do I... No back seating, please. If I don't want to stay on the road, then I will not. How are you, Harold? I think you might be right. See, that's better. Whoa. Oh, can you just get lost? Thank you. I don't know if I've got the control for that. What the hell is this bike? It can't turn for shite. This very bendy course, this one. How are we liking this? Oops. Does it play well enough? It's a bit laggy, to be honest, but a lot of it's intentional. Like, it's a bit of a... If you've been playing Outrun a lot and you jump onto this one, I think it'll give you a bit of a shock. It's got a bit of a different angle to it, into how you control it. I suppose it's fair enough, because it is a bike, it's not a car, but... and there's a lot of difference between on like what bike you have. Like the arcade bike is very fast and has very sensitive control. Once you get going, they're all crap initially. Like for speed, you can't turn very well. But when you play the campaign mode, which is what I'm doing right now, original mode, your bike starts out terrible, and you have to keep buying the upgrades. And it's that's not too bad. You realise like how terrible your handling is, and like the tyres are crap, and you just go skidding off the road all the time. It's really hard, because especially if you get used to playing it in the arcade mode and then jump into this. And you got to be careful not to crash, which is, you know, obvious, but even if you don't lose, it's going to cost you money because you'll fuck your bike up, and then you end up stuck with the crap parts. So that's the only thing. And then you get used to one bike, and then you upgrade it, and it's changed. So it's like, oh, you're trying to get used to another sort of controls. So, I mean, I guess it's more like Road Rash in that sense. But I don't really remember ever getting used to Road Rash, to be honest. I think my experience of Road Rash, I absolutely loved the game. But once you got to like stage 2, I think I got to stage 3 once. But once you got to like stage 2 and you got past like, was it the blue bike? That's when I could no longer just drive at all. I just crashed all the time. I'm too fast, stupid. I like the purple bike, and then I got bored of the game usually. Oh, I'm going to knock my muffler off, hitting all these drivers. These corners are nasty. Get out the way, boys! God knows how much time that's just cost me. I'm trying to save my muffler. I don't want to have just bought the fucking thing. Oh God. Whoa! Oh, don't hit that. What is it? A parking meter? I also didn't realise they don't say Marlboro, well, Morabell or whatever, in the, I assume, Western one, but at least the Genesis one. I think it says Genesis or something. Wasn't sure part of it might also be limited power on the consoles back in the day. I haven't really played the arcade though, so I can't really compare in that way. Nice USA colours on your bike and suit. I didn't notice that. It does get real tough in the later stages. I would assume arcade is better, but I mean, I played Outrun, the Saturn version, which is basically the arcade version, and then I've also played the Mega Drive one, and they've done a really good job. I mean, I don't really feel much difference between them other than graphics. They're as fun as each other. Arcade's obviously better, but the Mega Drive one does a good job. I can't really comment because I haven't played this one in arcade, but looks fine to me. Outrun's a later game though, so this is a very early Mega Drive game. I mean, I think, again, when people talk about Mega Drive and Nintendo and stuff, really need to remember how insane this must have been in 1989. Like, it's the same vibe as when I was playing Arnold Palmer, and how they have that sort of 3D effect for 1989 as well. It's just, you'd be feeling like, it must have been how I felt playing like Shenmue in 1999 when I've been coming off the PS1 and then all of a sudden, oh, we've got the Dreamcast. It must have been like that. Next gen come early. I mean, obviously, you know, 2 years later, yeah, the Super Nintendo came storming in with its Mode 7 or whatever, but meanwhile in 1989 you only had, what, 8 colours? Whoa. And it's also why I kind of think, you know, games like Altered Beast aren't all that, because they really don't. There were better games around at the same time. Mystic Defender's much better than Altered Beast, in my opinion. I think they're about the same year. Oh, whoa, that lamppost. Move! Bit of a pause scum there, but so be it. I just gotta finish the course. I think I'm gonna win, so just finish the damn course without damaging your frame, please. I've only just bought that as well. Get out of the way! Try not to bump anybody. Every bump is gonna cost me money. That was pretty rough. Ooh! Did I win? Oh god, that was close. Take it though. 30,000. A few games that were such massive leaps forwards at the time, it's hard to even imagine if you were around. I mean, I was around, but I wasn't around in a sense that I'd have been playing this. I'd have been a little tyke. I mean, I did play it, but I played it a couple of years later when I didn't really like it either, because I would have been playing this probably about 93. I'm just thinking, whatever. Mystic Defender is much better than Altered Beast. But Altered Beast is just what everybody had, isn't it? Accelerate. Don't know if I need it. That, I could get the best oil. Oil's just for speed though, isn't it? Sort of tempted to just save my money until something's a bit more dangerous and actually upgrade it. There's only the muffler. I suppose I could get a new muffler. What does the muffler do again? It's just accelerating it. Increases acceleration. Oh, I don't even. I think a lot of people with Altered Beast. I'm not even sure. Like people like you and me, anyway. I'm not I'm not even sure how many people. If you actually ask them, like, do you really like Altered Beast? They'd be like, nah, it's a bit crap. I think it is just that. I think they deep down, everybody knows that Altered Beast ain't that great. I didn't like it that much at the time, I have to say. But again, I was playing it a couple of years later when it was even more dated. But it's fun for the sound effects. But I don't even like. I mean, maybe the arcade game was good. What year did that come out? But I don't really like. I don't really like the game that much. I think it's a bit clunky. It looks better on arcade though. I heard isn't the Master System version quite good? I can't remember. I think I played that one actually. Let's grab a password. How dare you? You'd think I'd love it, but I don't. I liked it as a kid. Yeah, I always thought it was something to play, but it wasn't that good. Master System version's terrible. Is it? Maybe I didn't play that then. Well, maybe I did and I just don't remember. I kind of remember the first boss in Master System 4. I really do need to give Master System a proper go. There's a lot of stuff that I just don't know much about. I know Angel's been recommending the Castle of Illusion on that one. I may have played Hang On, but I can't remember. I feel like I did play the actual Hang On. Still trying to do my turbos. So have you not played this one that much then, G? That surprises me. I'd have thought, because pretty much everybody had Hang On or knew somebody that did, so I'd have thought you would have probably played it like way more than me at least. Because I probably would have played it more if I'd have been a different age, but I don't know. I didn't like it, to be honest. I didn't own it myself, and whenever I borrowed Mega Games 1, I just played Columns because this game just pissed me off. Every now and then I'd be bored and I'd have a go on arcade mode. I didn't understand original mode, I think. I was too young to really understand what was going on. I kept breaking the frame and being like, why can't I race? Not really, missed this game, yeah. It was always there though. I remember the music, I remember dabbling on arcade. I used to try and do the UK one, like the European one at the end, even though it was the hardest one. But it had the prettiest scenery. But I couldn't get very far. And then I mostly just played Flash Columns and Columns all the time. I really liked Columns on that collection. World Cup Italia 90 was garbage, I didn't play that either. Never played Outrun though. I much preferred Road Rash. I think that was the other thing that really hurt this game for me, is because I'd already played, one of my friends had Road Rash, and then I think I remember playing this, and it just, next to Road Rash, it was like, oh god, what is this? Because you couldn't punch people. Couldn't get the chain and knock people out and stuff. Road Rash was such a good time. And the music on Road Rash just bangs. You play my Master System 2, the problems are fascinating. Yeah, it's weird how America just missed out on loads of them. So, Super Monaco GP. I was trying to think yesterday what Master System games I actually played growing up, but I think I actually played a lot more Game Gear than I did Master System. I remember playing Columns on the Game Gear as well. And then Skitchin. Oh, Skitchin. Skitchin's terrible. Really don't like that game. I want to. It should be good because it's just Road Rash on skates, but they just went overboard on the hazards in the road, and it just kills the game for me. There's just too much shit on the streets. Like, you're constantly just tripping over stuff that you can barely see coming. It's just infuriating. Yeah, and you'll trip over something and then a car will run you over from behind, and then another car will run you over from behind, and then the police will arrest you, and it's like, oh, and that's the end of that race. It's just really, really, really annoying. Whereas I feel like Road Rash was often a lot fairer. There wasn't as many obstacles in Road Rash, like the occasional cow, but a lot of the obstacles, they didn't knock you off your bike, they just made you bounce in the air, so it was kind of fun. And obviously you didn't have to do the whole, what do they call it, grabbing on the back of the cars on Skitchin. Oh god, where are you going? Pick a lane. Ooh. I low-key love Skitchin. See, I just don't like it. I wanted to, and I thought I would because I like Road Rash, but you know, you're actually just trying to play and actually finish the game all the way through. It's really obnoxious after like 3 races. I would challenge you to sit down and try and beat the game and then tell me if you like it. Obviously, it is possible to just enjoy dipping into a game. I feel the same way about Poltergeist. I think Poltergeist is the same sort of thing. Like, it's fun when you put it on for half an hour, but when you actually sit down and try and play the game fully, it just falls apart. Except I just think Skitchin has a good soundtrack at least. And graphically it's very nice. That's why I really am kind of sad that Skitchin is a bit crap, because it has excellent presentation, style and music, but it just isn't very fun. It's probably one of those, like, did it have a 2-player mode? It was probably a lot more fun on 2-player. I don't like the fact as well that you just get, I was talking about this yesterday, like compared to this. So on Skitchin, you just get game over like really easily. If you keep losing, if you lose races, because you can only do races so many times. And there's only a finite amount of money, and if you keep crashing and wrecking all your equipment, you won't be able to afford to repair it. Speaking of, oh my god, that's annoying. Oh, how much money do I get? Only 4,000? You must be joking. What's the rest of my stuff like? I literally just bought that muffler and it's already like getting in a state. I might just reset. Because the money ain't very good. It's going straight on. Did I not just buy a new frame? Maybe I didn't. I'll do another one. I'll reset if not. Trying to explain the issue with Haunted Sun recently. I think I said inventivity. Yeah, it's not just the tediousness. Like it's actually kind of a little bit broken at the end. I actually broke the game when I did it. The final scenario didn't activate, and I just ended up with the game just literally booted me back to the start and died. It was pretty rubbish, and I think whenever you have to do the underworld, you know, when you inevitably run out of ectoplasm, which you will, it just controls like absolute ass. It's like playing an ice level, trying to dodge hazards, and it's just irritating. And you can basically only get away with it like 3 times, I think, and then you'll start to just struggle to get your ectoplasm back. And then the actual final boss encounter is ridiculous. Like, the hitbox is absolute trash. And it's just not very fun. But the whole concept of the trap stuff, like, that's fun. And they should have just left it at that. They didn't need to put the ectoplasm crap in and the underworld hazard stuff. It just ruins the game. It doesn't really add anything at all. They should have made it closer to more like, you know, like Theme Park or something, where it's more just about setting up the traps and whatever. I don't know why they bothered with all that nonsense, because he controls that absolute shit. But like I said, you know, if you put it on once, also the traps get boring. They really do. Like, by the time it doesn't have a lot of replay value for me. Like, once you've seen them all once, the game's just dull. But it is a fun one if you just want to pull it out for a cheeky little... tits. If you just want to pull it out for like a little Halloween stream and play it for like 20 minutes, you'll probably have fun. But if you want to sit down and actually finish the game, then I don't think you'll like it. Thank you for the follow. Haunting's going to be an interesting one to tackle. I mean, you might be alright because if you just dabble in it, but if you say like, oh, okay guys, I'm going to actually try and finish this game, you'll soon probably change your review score because it's not very fun. It's very obnoxious in the end. I think it's once you get past like the second house, the game just gets irritating. And then, like I said, because the final boss, you only get one crack at it, and if you fuck it up, that's it. Well, because you end up with running out of ectoplasm and it's game over, and then you have to do the whole game again, and it takes ages. It takes about 50 minutes to an hour to try and finish it, and you just lose on the final boss, and yeah. And mostly because it's got a really stupid hitbox. Not a fan, as you can tell. But, you know, I wouldn't say it was all bad. I don't think most games are all bad. It's just that you tend to focus more on the negatives, don't you? And you have to weigh up the fact that... I think the best example is... I think you have to be fair on thinking about, like, in the day, expectations and how much money you spent on it. Because I've said this a few times, but I personally really enjoyed the Immortal on the Mega Drive that Techie Rob redeemed. I thought it was really good fun. But I can appreciate the fact that Techie Rob wasn't so thrilled on it at the time, because it probably cost the best part of £30–40 and you could finish it in an hour, and not in a fun arcade way. Like, it's not got much to it once you've finished it. There's very little point going back, at least for a year or so. Like, it's a very short game for what it is. But me just playing it now, randomly, I can have a reasonable time with it, but I didn't cough up 40 quid for it and that's my game for the next 6 months, you know? Not a fan of the Immortal. I really liked it. Oh, I don't like these bloody lampposts. Hear mixed things about the Immortal. I wonder as well if it depends what version you play. I mean, I thought the Mega Drive version was fine. I don't think I would have liked the Immortal so much as a kid. I think it's one that I would prefer more as an adult. I think as a kid it would have annoyed me. I think well, the games are, because I mean, you can say the same thing probably even with Chakan and why people like Chakan, because they, you know, they just dip into it or whatever, and they like the edginess and the sounds and stuff. And then you've also just got nostalgia. People have nostalgia for what they're going to have nostalgia for, aren't they? I like Ariel the Little Mermaid on the Mega Drive, but that's because I played it as a kid. I'm sure if I put it on now and I'd never played it in my life, I'd say this is a piece of jank. But I don't, because I have huge nostalgia for it, although going back to it later in life, it is way worse than my memory. In my memory, it plays like Echo the Dolphin. It doesn't. It really doesn't at all. But I still quite like it because I put hours and hours and hours into that game as a kid. I used to borrow it off my friend. Really liked it. I mean, I never hated Batman Returns when I was younger. I didn't think it was great though. I remember thinking it was a bit of a dud, but I didn't hate it. Going back to it now though, it's awful. It's awful. Batman Forever, I'm still not convinced if I hate that one yet, because I sort of was lukewarm about it. I actually liked the game on paper as a kid, but I just found it too hard. But everybody around me tells me it's terrible, and I'm like, was it? I don't remember it being that bad. I'll have to see. Oh my god, I can't finish this damn course without crashing. All these bends. Oh no, don't start new mode. If I've lost my password, I'm going to get really annoyed. Whew. But yeah, honestly, I don't know. If you want to try the Immortal... Oh, did I just end the game immediately? If you want to try the Immortal, I'd say just go for it. I had fun with it. And I would, if you're going to play the Immortal, get in the right mind frame for it. I think get the PDFs of the manuals, because there's like a hints book and stuff in it, and all the lore, and read all about it. It was very immersive. I think if you just bang it on some like retro arch or whatever and go in like that, it's just a bit what. But if you like read up all about the plot, and each level has like a bit in the manual that you can read about, and it gives you little hints and stuff. I really enjoyed it. Oh, move! Well, it's trying anything regardless of reviews. Well, there you go. You might enjoy it. The ending's shit though. And I don't mean story-wise, I just mean what it expects of you in the final moments is just irritating. Team sports game. Yeah, I'm changing my tune on the sports games. I used to think that they were I used to think that you could write sports games off as like redundant now. Is that even the right word that I meant? Oh my god. I'm sick. Why can't I do this lap anymore without crashing this bike? Mortal looks cool, didn't you stream? I did. I streamed it earlier in the year. That's where the emote comes from. Like golf, tennis, single sports games like that. Oh, I found the arcade ones tend to be better, like this. Although, I think for motorbike games I'd rather it had a little bit more depth to it than this one does. I'd rather you were racing against other bikers instead of... Because they're all just... These bikers, they're not actually races, they're just obstacles. They don't really exist. I think they just spawn on shitty points to try and knock you over. They're always in the same places. If you play consistently well. That's me banging my muffler out. It was NBA Street V3. I don't think I played that one. I sort of dropped sports games mostly after 3D. I'm still now less interested in 3D sports games. For me, the key with a good sports game needs to have good music. Then I can find a lot more love in it. That's why I struggle a lot with EA games, because they tend to be silent. Oh, what? Should I just keep going? I'm just sick of restarting. We'll see. I didn't realise the races were going to get so annoying after that lap. Like, they've been pretty easy breezy on original mode until right now. So I was sort of using this as my chill out mode because I could like just casually drive and read chat, but this one's just bend. Don't even take my eyes off the screen for the moment. See how we're doing. If I'm behind the rival, I'm just going to reset, I think, because I only won by 3 seconds last time. Yeah, that's garbage. That crash just probably cost me the match. Some good sports games I do. NBA Jam was a classic. I remember. Oh, stop hitting new game. NBA Jam was a classic. I remember borrowing that off my friend. Pretty well made. Depends which ones though, because a lot of them are just very similar to each other, and yeah, I think it really depends, but they were good. They were going for a different thing, and I think it's not... I think EA games haven't aged as well as other sports games in the retro scene, because they went a lot more for realism, and so you end up with a lot of silence and crappy crowd noises and stuff. Whereas the arcadey ones still have that sort of like quaint retro vibe about them, whereas EA ones just sound like noise now. But the early EA ones are good though. Like for all its faults, I did enjoy the music in Celtics versus Lakers at the NBA playoffs that I did. But the game was just there was some real bad choices with that game. They went too much into realism in that one, so that if you wanted to do tournament mode, you literally had to play like a proper full basketball match. I can't remember what the minimum time is. That each match was like 20 minutes or something of real time to do a single basketball match. Well, maybe even more. I don't remember now. It was something insane, like 2 halves of 20 minutes or something. And it was a really hard game too to even win. I ended up having to just use was it the Phoenixes? And what was his name? I learned a lot about basketball during that game. Oh my god, but nothing about racing past lampposts. Same lamppost every fucking time. Not John Chambers or somebody? I don't know. Paul Chambers. That was it. Yeah, if you used him, he did this sort of slam dunk that always hit. And that was the only way to win consistently, because they were nasty little bastards blocking all the time and hitting it out your hand. I think my bike might even be too fast for this, you know. I don't... Well, no, I do need the speed. Also, hello Jamesy, how are you? Not doing very well. I won the first race and then I've like probably... I just can't do this second race. I just keep crashing and resetting and crashing and resetting. Oh, that's terrible. Let's just start over. NBA, I suppose I should just keep going and take the money. If I can just finish the course. Although I don't know what I want the money for. Repair my frame that I just ruined. Maybe I can pull it back. Sorry, I have to keep pausing to read now. NBA Street, let's do tricks. Let's go with me, Tony Hawks. EA Sports Games pretty well made. EA Streets. Don't know that one. I don't think I played much EA. So who did FIFA 98? I think that was the last 3D sports game I played properly. Oh, Virtua Tennis, but that's not EA. Virtua Tennis was good. See, what other sports games did I like back in? There was a particular PGA game that I played as a kid that I remember liking. I don't know how I'd feel about it now, but I did, like, somebody had it. I mean, a lot of the cases were, you didn't have a lot of choice, so you just had to find I think that's what's... So I'm not even completing thoughts, but I think that's what I like about doing this, what I'm doing now. Like, I would never sit down and make myself play Super Hang-On if I wasn't doing Twitch and doing this. But because I have, I'm actually finding like, oh, this is actually quite enjoyable. It reminds me of being younger when you didn't have many games to play, so you just had to get on with what you've got. And I mean, that'll be why you had your people that like Poltergeist and things like that, because that was all they had. You've got to find your fun in it, skitching and stuff. But because I mean, these games, I wouldn't look at them anymore. I just think, why do I need to play Super Hang-On? But it is quite fun. I'm glad that I've given it another chance, because I really just wrote this off as a shit game when I was younger. I just thought, I don't like it, it's a really bad road rash, but it's not. I was just playing it terribly. I can see, and I always thought, like, as I got older, I was like, I don't get why people bang on about Super Hang-On. Is it just because there was nothing else? But I don't think it is. I think it is a good game. I don't think it's the best racing though, but it's just early. It's one of the first. Shall attempt to catch up with what you... Oh, my bloody frame! Can't finish this course. What is that slap gift from? That's from what's it called? Desert Stripe. FIFA 98 to the Mega... Oh my god. Is it? Was that must have been the last one then. Jelly Power got International Superstar Soccer Deluxe and the US didn't. Have I played that? I don't think I played that one. I might actually do another race, grab some more money. Although you get more money from actually losing. I should probably keep my losers safe. Or at least more my bikes, or I'm just going to buy a new frame and call it a day. Whatever, keep going. Good morning! Hey Retro, how are you? Okay, nice to make you happy in general. Just no patience for games that have minor flaws in it and such. It's like someone's talking Castro. I think the thing is, with a lot of these games, I think it's the nature of consumerism and Twitch and too much choice and stuff now. It's very common. And, you know, I'm not saying that you can play games how you want to play games, but it's very common to on Twitch to do like viewers choice and grab bags and stuff, and I think all that ever does is gives you a 15-minute review of video games, and even YouTube you'll see people that do that. And I think it does just create... This is why you end up with games like Boogerman being considered better than they are, because people only play them for 15 minutes and think, oh, what a silly game, and the animation's really nice. But if you actually sit down and play it for 2 hours, it's like it's actually a bit shit. It's really not very fun. And I think that is what happens with a lot of these games. And then on the flip side, you end up with the opposite games where people think that they're actually terrible, and it's like you just didn't give them a chance. You didn't even take the time to figure out how to play the game or whatever. So, and it's like, you know, I'm aware that I'm saying this right now, and I know that there's G in chat and he's going through the Mega Drive games, but I feel like you have a lot of experience with the games that you're playing, so even if you're only playing one for 20 minutes, like you've said yourself, if you've already got footage with some of them, you're not going to bother playing it. So it's like, I feel like if you already know the game, then you'll give it less time, but if it's something that you don't know so well, you tend to actually have a bigger crack at it, which I think is the better way to do it. I think as long as you can always keep an open mind, I'm not saying either that you have to finish a game to be able to say whether it's good or not, but I think just playing something for 15 minutes in a grab bag is not enough to determine, oh well, this game's just a pile of jang. Is it really though, or did you just like not figure something out at all? Because my first hour of this game I couldn't even finish a single race, you know what I mean? And now look at me not go. But it was the same with Tommy Little's baseball. It took me about 3 days before I could even figure out how to play that properly, but once I did, I started to enjoy it a lot. And also, people don't read manuals. I'm sorry, but it sounds stupid, but people don't read manuals in retro gaming much at all. I always try and read the manual if it's available, but people don't read manuals, and then they bitch that the game doesn't explain X, Y, Z, and it's like, well, it probably did at the time in the manual, but you just haven't read it. Or they'll be like, oh, how was I supposed to know to do that? And it's like, well, if you'd read the manual, then you would have, you know? It's like in this, you'll get people saying like, oh, the game, I don't know what the accelerator, like the muffler does, it doesn't tell me. What's the frame? Oh, that's stupid. Why can't it just say so? It's like, well, it does in the manual, but you haven't read it, you know? And I think that's what happens way too much. Read the fucking manual, exactly. It's a different time period where we read manuals, or we didn't read manuals and we complained about it. And then we had a friend, who was me, who would then borrow a friend's game, beat the bit that they were stuck on, and then the friend would be like, oh, what did you do? And I say, well, I did that. And they're like, oh, how did you know to do that? I'm like, it was in the manual, didn't you read it? No. Read the manual. Ah! Oh, that didn't touch me. I fucking paused it. Whatever. I like to read. I've always read the manual. My mufflers fell off. Oh my god. I've always read the manual because it was a tradition of me buying a new video game. I used to go into town and buy one, and then I had a 45-minute bus journey back from town to sit and read the damn thing. It was like a preview, getting excited about it. And I still do it now. I'm not going to win this race now because of this muffler business. Checkpoint, see him, lose him. I like playing against Bind now and discovering numerous. But do you sit and complain about it, Angel, though? Probably not. Like, you know what you're doing, you know what I mean? I think a lot of the time, you know, you're doing something, I think you're aware that, yeah, you probably could read the manual. Was Illusion a time spot for me because I read the manual for the... Wow, that's got a game guide in the back, hasn't it? I wasn't allowed to read that, my brother sellotaped it together. Our Illusion of Time manual is the right state. It's covered in sellotape. I cut it open. He taped it, I'm not even joking, he taped the damn thing up. Because he knew I'd read it. And I think he was concerned that I wouldn't, because I was only little and he was much older. I think he was concerned, and I probably would have, that I wouldn't have been able to shut up and I would have told him. I think he also just didn't want me getting ahead of him in the game, so I think he wanted me to get stuck. Don't know. He did it with Secret of Mana as well. Take that bugger up too. That had a guide at the back for the first couple of hours. Ooh. I'm going to scroll back through chat in a moment. I just want to finish this race. I want to make some progress for the last like half an hour. Please don't crash. I'm begging you. Like, I know we've lost. Let me just take the money. Even if we D-rank, I just want to get some like money in the bank. For all these crashes that are probably going to happen. All these turns, like, it just don't end, does it? I don't think we've won that one. Oh, we won! See, it pays to keep going. I bet my neighbour's just like, who won what? Or he's just like, what? I don't understand English. I can see people disliking this because the first career mode tracks. Oh yeah, well that was exactly me when I was a kid, Jamesy. Like I remember putting it on and just thinking, how the fuck do you control this bike? You don't. You just have to win a couple of things. You just have to be really slow because there's no rush. Like the rival is not going to beat you. They're terrible, and just take it slow and get some money and then upgrade your bike. So absolutely right. Like El Viento. There's no way in hell I was. Wait, sorry. What was that about El Viento? I've sort of lost where we were in the conversation at that point, I think. Booting up Fantasia again? No. We don't. There's nothing. There's not a lot to discover with Fantasia. Is a game that you can play about 15 minutes of and get and be like, "Yep, this is crap. It's as bad as people say." There's nothing to find. The game just gets funnier and funnier and funnier and worse and worse and worse and worse. The best thing about Fantasia is that the sound falls apart on some of the levels. Less inquisitive nowadays. Not even kids these days. I've got to be my age. It wasn't much past gaming in the sprite, was it? What, for Secret of Mana? No. Wasn't it when... Was it after you defeat the witch? Or something? And then it's like, now you're on your own. Or something. Yeah, up to the witch. I feel like that would be about right. Illusion of Time, though, was the whole game. The whole game was there with residual locations, except maybe the final boss. Maybe then the final boss, it said, you know, what lies up there is for you to discover or something like that. But it gave you the whole guide. Secret of Evermore, I think. I can't remember if that had a guide at the back too, or some of one. I should be reading story messages out loud, not even registering with the structure, but I have to start and actually consciously sub it in instead of yeah. So let's go. I always read stuff like that. I remember when I streamed. I didn't finish it, but I tried to stream, was it not 1,000 Arms. What's that from Software RPG? Something Enchanted Arms. And I did I did like a whole stream of just fucking tutorials about an hour and a half. It was ridiculous, but it's like, I've got to do it, so I don't know how to play the game. Talk about games that people 15 minutes in and say it's crap, it's too hard. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Right, what are we doing for parts? I need a new frame. About to go. Says I should get a new frame. They're so expensive. Muffler. He's saying I should get a new muffler. Oh, wait. I don't even have a muffler. Oh, it fell off, didn't it? Let's get the upgraded muffler, perhaps? Or to get some better tyres. Maybe if I do, because I'm really struggling to take all these corners. Would that really help? Some new oil. Hey, Quiggy. I'm gonna grab a password, and then I'm gonna buy the tires and see if I like them. How you doing? Let's shout some people out, really. Don't feel like I have. I'm not sure, maybe we've got some different people in today, I guess, like G's here. So, get to know each other. Oh, my bot's timed out. It's too much to handle, there's Quiggy. I'm gonna buy those tyres now. Play art. Nice to see Sega poking fun at themselves a bit. Yeah, but in the English version they don't. They renamed them to like a toy company, which just seems a bit odd. I guess maybe Sega of America decided no. Why though? Have some fun. Maybe I should have upgraded those later, but we'll see. Let's put the good music on. Might be the first person that ever said that. What? Missed it. Need some super hang on in my life. Well, I don't know. I'm getting addicted now. Particular player mechanics. First push up. See, I'm kind of like that way with modern games, because that's the thing. Like, I would rather sit down and read the manual in advance. I don't, you know, when I put the game on, I just want to get on with it. I don't want a tutorial, because I'm usually like, I've already read the manual. I actually get annoyed when games that used to, you know, when you got in the halfway bit between manuals and tutorials, and it'd be like, oh my god, I know, I've read the fucking manual, like, shut up. Because it also just makes it a pain in the arse when you replay, because the beginning of the game is like stupidly slow and easy to accommodate for you learning how to play, whereas I think sometimes that's a bit of a joy with some of the retro games, because they just get on with it. See, Tomb Raider was always good. You had your tutorial in a separate thing. And it was fun going to Lara's house. Ooh, this control's better, I think. You're welcome. I don't shout people out enough, because I don't really have any mods, so I'm just usually just sitting here. And I kind of feel like a lot of the people know each other anyway. Woo! Notice the detail on his bike though, on the tyres. I'm curious if it's that colour on every single track, or is it specific, like it knows what colour we're going over. Some realism for you. Oh, move. Oops, hit that brake too much. Move, my muffler. The handling's much better though, but I'm just going a bit too fast, I think. Ooh. Still just hard to not hit the other bikers. Oh yeah, much better. Lurking and working. Thank you for the lurk, Doam. I'll give you one and all. So modern games are really shy about bombarding you with like 50-star remembrances early on. Like, can you please wait to tell me about fusion enchanting? And so, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, because that's sometimes the thing, because it's like I don't even understand what you're talking about yet. Because, I mean, that can be an issue with reading the manual. I know Quantum P1 says that. And I do agree, but I read the manual to get the concepts in my head, and then when I'm confused, I'll look again, you know, and then it makes more sense. Whereas you can't really do that as much with a tutorial unless they do, like, Final Fantasy VIII style with the whole index thing. Modern games are often a bit more complicated though, in fairness. But I think people do assume that, oh, it's a retro platformer, oh, I don't need to read the manual, I know how to do it, it's just going to be jump, right? But it's like, well, no, maybe there's some other stuff like a slide that you don't even know exists. Oh my god. Or that, I don't know, double jump. Whoopsie-daisy. We have got some little ads coming up in about 30 seconds. So if you do say something, I'll read it after. But to be honest, I probably won't get to it for about 10 minutes anyway, with this race going on. Oh, my muffler's gonna be in tatters. I wish you could charge them. Like, stop getting in my way and ruining all my mufflers. Maybe I should just stop worrying about it because the mufflers aren't that expensive at the moment. How far are you now, Jamesy, by the way? Have you played any more? Ooh. Ah. Still, ooh, wait, what? Oh, they just clocked in? That's cool, you can see that then. If the manual's nothing new, just having some pretty art to look at. Oh, that buzzing's horrible. Yeah, I always like the art. You finished career mode, you beat the first 2 arcade tracks. How did you get on with the second one? Are you just the pro now? Put me to shame. You'll be coming in here tomorrow and saying, I've done the 3rd track now. How did you get on with the 2nd arcade track? I bet I'd find that much easier now that I know about hugging the inside lane more. It gives me confidence though that you've done it. It means maybe I might be able to. Like, I always like to hear that somebody that's not like a speedrunner or doing like a 1cc or something has finished the game. It makes me think, well, maybe I can, because that's not how I play games either. You know, it's all well and good someone coming in and saying, oh yeah, Thunder Force 5, I've 1cc'd that. That doesn't make me feel like I'm going to be able to do it. But just, oh yeah, I played this, it was hard, I got there in the end. Can you stop knocking my muffler? Oh, that's a right travesty. It's like the equivalent of me trying to play Mortal Kombat when Quiggy's in chat. Which did happen. Ooh. We're nearly there. Oh my god, I'm gonna crash. Around the bend. I'm not even worried about winning the races at this point. I'm just worried about trying to get to the end with my bike intact. Which is, oh my god. Did you have to not? I swear if that's been damaged by my muffler, I didn't even have control. The computer took over. You win. My muffler's gonna be... Yeah, you should change your muffler. It's only 6,000, whatever, we'll buy a new one. Everything else is, the frame's not looking so hot. I could probably get away with one more race though, maybe? Tyres are good. get some better brakes. I don't think I need any more speed. Or to just save my money. Maybe I should wait until the brakes are breaking. Ho ho. Or get a new mechanic. Oh, should we get Sexy Mike? Mike Sunny. So it cost a beat in the third. No idea how the upgraded bike compared to. Oh, are you using the winning bike that I've heard about? See, that gives me hope too. Actually, when I was looking at YouTube today for footage of people playing this. I'm gonna get the mechanic. He's permanent at least. Well, you need to try the first two on with the slower bike. When I watched some YouTube footage, they mentioned that they were using that bike actually, so I think they were like trying to do speed runs or something. Let's end. Get that password. Think of him as Tom Jones. Well, what does he say about my bikes? Oh, your friend's quite dangerous. He says my engine's as amazing as, like, as great as California. Well, it's great, just like California. Okay, really ringing home that he's American then, because that's what Americans do, don't they? They just compare everything to California. Oh. Yeah, I remember you saying. His name is Mike Sunny in Japanese. And many things Pennsylvania. Unless they're from the East Coast, then it's usually like New York. Read the manual the way you go home, bought it, rented, as your parents drove was a nice excitement building thing. It was, it used to get me really hyped. I did it recently. It's Lost Like Tears in the Rain. Oh my god, that's dark. I bought Kamai Tachi no Yoru on the PlayStation, and it's like a visual novel, and I remember reading it, and it was getting me so hyped for the game, like all the things that you can do, and I was like taking screenshots of it and sending it to Barley Bap, like, oh my god, look at this, like the game says that like you can make like, you can look at the time thing and it'll keep a record of your choices, and oh, and if you do this it might like do this, or and there's different endings, and oh, and then at the end of it, like I'd only been showing pictures of the manual, but by the end of it Barley Bap was just like, I want this game now, I want to play it, it sounds so good. And it's like she was like, it's like the most convincing manual I've ever read. It made it sound like an adventure. What are your favourite manuals that you've read? If you can even think of one. I think your sponsor is secretly a Goomba. Well, that's terrible because he's supposed to be Sega. That would be very treacherous. Several Goombas standing on top of each other. I'm wondering if he's in Sega Gaga because he looks familiar. I wonder if I've seen him in footage somewhere. I need to play Sega Gaga someday. I think what manuals I've enjoyed in the past. There's been a couple, because I've read a few on stream. There was one that was one or two that were really funny. I think Balls was a funny manual, if I remember. Balls 3D. Like, it was all written in character. It was really silly. Actually, I want to say Pugsy was quite good. But there was one or two that was there was one Mega Drive manual. I can't remember. It was written in like 90s slang. It was really funny. Skitchin, I think Skitchin has a good manual actually. I like manuals for shoot 'em ups though, because that's the only way half the time where you get any story. Oh, the Immortal, actually, easy. The Immortal has a fantastic manual. That really gets you into the game. It's like I think the Immortals manual, it has two, but it's more like a companion piece than a manual. Skitchen is the best. It's really not, Ricky. It's really not. What? Excuse you? Why is my frame broken? Did I not just buy one? We'll just replace it. It's fine. Mike. Oh, I ain't got enough money. How do I not have enough money for a new frame? Your frame is very, very, very dangerous. Oh, we'll just have to race again. Get some money. Don't remember manuals very well at all. He's a corrupt spy. Like the Shining Force manual because the little pictures. Yeah, I like them. Everything's as good as California except for my frames. That's alright. No, not end. Oh, whatever. We've ended. I'll keep the password. But yeah, the Immortal was good. Fairy Tale Adventure was quite good actually, and that, well actually, no it wasn't because it lied, but that had a guide in the back, which I sort of used, because the game was just really confusing. Felt intentional that they included a guide because they knew you'd get lost. But at one point the manual actually just lied. It said like to go west, but it's actually east. It said that you head to the temple to the west or something, but there was no temple anywhere near me. Not as bad as the manual for Warrior of Rome though, in English, which is just a flat out lie. Totally wrong. Tells you how to, for the first level. It's not even like a guide, but how to win, it tells you is just wrong. You're supposed to like occupy the ships or something, but the game destroy the ships to stop them landing, but the manual doesn't say that at all. I spent quite a few hours wondering how the hell I'm supposed to finish this game. That's stupid. The manual for Wardener was pretty good actually. It had a nice blurb that really sort of set the story up, which wasn't present in the game. Manual for this is quite good for presentation. It's got nice pictures. All the characters have little bits about them, even though they've got the depth of what, a spoon. Which every time I listed this game was one of the last Genesis games I got to complete the set. As I kid, you had the cripple scorecard. Yeah, I'd imagine. I don't know anybody that actually owned just this game. Most people just had it on the compilation thingy that we had in the UK. Right, say to the buffed XP. Oh, that sounds like Working Designs. They always did that. It's not balances, they just broke games and called it balancing. Because they deemed certain things were... They basically just thought that they would just take a game and improve it because they know better. They say the original game we felt was tedious and the blah 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 blah, so we thought it would be more exciting to just break all the stats. It would be Working Designs, because only Working Designs are arrogant enough to go into great detail of how they improve the game in their own manual. They improved a lot of stuff. Oh my god. They improved the tone of Alundra from being a very dark, serious story to adding pointless comedy bits into it. To be honest though, they did exercise a lot of refrain in that game, but there's one thing that I just think is unforgivable. If you don't want to hear Alundra spoilers, don't listen. But the character Benair, who's like a surfer dude, well, he's not a surfer dude, they made him a surfer dude with all surfing slang. Bummer. Can't remember what they say, but towards the end of the game, like when a lot of the town's been attacked and you find some people have died, you find him lying on the floor dead. I can't remember what they say in the English version now, but it's just in Japanese it just says that, you know, he's died, and it's kind of sad. But in the working designs one, it's something like he's like, oh, I can't even remember now. Oh, I really want to know. It's something stupid like he's like totally bogus out or something, I don't know. He's just, no, it's not even like that. They just make a crap surfing joke and it's like, the guy's dead. It's not even like, and it's not even in the original script. You're just changing the tone. I just find it very rude. Like, I'm all for localization, but that's just, no, I think it's poor taste. You're changing the tone of a story. It's not it's not supposed to be a comedic moment. It's supposed to be a travesty. Oh my god, my muffler. I mean, also, I've said before, but some bits in Alundra are just sort of wrong. This race is going really badly. And my frame is broken. That's a reset. I might see if I can find it. Albert Odyssey manual. Well, isn't it infamous that like Magic Knight Ray Earth has got like bloody felching in it, which is just disgraceful. It's like a kid's anime. Don't know who the hell thought that was appropriate. Exactly. You heard me. Google it. I'm actually trying to search now. I don't mean Google that, I mean Google the game. I can't find the message. I took a screenshot of it at the time, but I'm just trying to search a message and I can't find it. Oh wow. Albert Odyssey at the end of the round. They usually included them, yeah. What are we supposed to Google? I don't remember repeat it. Magic Knight Ray Earth translation or something. It's infamous. Some of their lines. That's their worst one though. Oh, I can't even find a screenshot of it. Oh, wait, is that it? Look at all these supplies. They've got enough condoms to last for 50 years. Apparently that's in the English script. What's that? Oh, yeah, this is it. Is this real, though? Because I haven't played it myself. Like, it's not like a joke, is it? Has anybody played it that can confirm? It says... Let me copy this, see if I can open it and put it in chat. Does that work? It should just be an image. Let me just test it myself. Yeah, there we go. What the hell is that? It's just ridiculous. It is. Alright, just be a second. That was one of their last games though, I think. So I think they thought they were on the last legs, probably. Oh, hey, Kurt. Yeah, you'd know all about them. But yeah, I can't find what it is about the character now. Let's see. Banera's taken the ultimate bad trip. That's it. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Like, that's not what it says at all. It just says he's breathed his last or something like that, you know? It's supposed to be solemn and sad. Not that he's taken the ultimate bad trip. It's just ridiculous. It's not... Oh, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Like, read that and go, haha, how funny. Because he's a surfer. Because he's not even a surfer. There's nowhere in the Japanese that it makes any mention of him being a surfer and enjoying surfing. It's totally made up. Hang on a second, did I miss anything else? I just want to check the album Odyssey, good old, yeah. There's a reduction of about 25 to 35% frequency of combat. We felt the combat was just too stinking frequent. Raise it. Yeah, well, you know, if it's just like, why don't you just make your own games? if you know so well. I don't know. At the same time, though. Ooh. Oh my god, we're already breaking frames. Bugger. Just whoa. An awful superiority complex of taking Japanese games and improving them. Yeah, and I think that's what it comes off as, to be honest. I think it's a little bit of arrogance. But what I also have to say, like, I like just to play devil's advocate. Because I don't think everything is truly evil, and I think it's easy to just whatever. Oh, that lamppost is truly evil, that. But I think if you put it in the context of the time that this was made, this was a time when we didn't have the internet wasn't as big as it is now, and a lot of these games, like, you weren't getting them otherwise unless they did this. Like, some of these games just weren't coming out. So in that sort of a context, I think I don't think in today's age it's better than nothing, but I think back then it was better than nothing. And also, they're a business, and they're taking a huge risk on these games, so I think they were just wanting to package them in a way that they thought their target audience would enjoy them more. So I don't think they were doing, like, obviously there's a bit of arrogance in there, they think that they know better, but maybe for that time period, maybe they did, you know what I mean? Maybe they did know better. Maybe if those games had come out as is at the time, not all of them, because some of them are just broken, some of them notoriously broken, but maybe some of them had come out, maybe people wouldn't have thought they were as fun. But the thing that I don't understand, like in the case of Alundra, unless Psygnosis went and fixed it later, one of the things that they changed is the bosses or something, because they said they thought the battles were tedious and dragged on too long, but they did in the version that I played. They're pretty bad in the Japanese version, to be fair too, but I don't think Working Designs actually improved it. If anything, they just made the health bigger. They made you take more damage in Alundra. Alundra's pretty easy in Japanese, but it is a bit dull. For the boss fights, they do drag on, but I don't really think that Alundra is about the boss fights. It's about the puzzles. But yeah, I think it is easy for me to say this, that. I mean, I don't really care much about Working Designs because I'm from the UK and they just didn't exist in the UK. None of their games came out except for Alundra. None of them came out in the UK that I can't think of any others that did, and so they didn't have any effect on my life. So the argument of like, well, it was better than nothing doesn't really fly with me because I got the nothing, so it doesn't really do much. The only thing I'm grateful to them for is localizing Alundra in the first place, so that I was actually able to play it when I did, because I wouldn't have played it otherwise back then. Psygnosis bought the Working Design script. They made adjustments to some of it because some of it they deemed as inappropriate, because they said, you know, the S word that is, you can't really say it in the UK because it implies like a mental handicap, and that's in the script, and they removed that. Because the only reason I noticed is because I was watching the YouTuber Let's Play while I was playing Japanese. I remember seeing that. It was the American version though. I remember looking at that and I was going, that couldn't have made it into the UK script. There's no way that would have flied. And I looked it up and no, they changed it. They said they changed it for idiot or something. But there were a couple of things that they changed because they put British spellings in too. But on the whole, the translation was that it was the Working Designs translation, but tweaked by Psygnosis to remove some of the more controversial sentences that Working Designs did. Considering how it was she's coming to the West, yeah, I believe that's all they did. They just buffed Emily down to make it more fun, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I think, whatever. It was the late 90s. If it was happening now, I think we all know better now, and I think there's no place for that. But my only thing I would say is I think that they get held up to a bit too much high esteem for writing, when actually I haven't played their other games, but I've played Alundra side by side with their English, and it's not that great. It's not even always that accurate. It's not even about them just changing stuff and adding jokes in. Sometimes they've just mistranslated stuff, which happens in other games too. It happens all over the place. It's not, I'm not saying that they're more guilty than anybody else. It's just that people assume because it's written well that it's accurate, and those aren't the same things. Yes, it's written well, but some of it's just made up. On the whole, it's fine though. It never strays too much. You can play Alundra in English. You won't come away having a totally different experience and missing all the plot and not understanding it, but it is inferior. It needs a retranslation. I wish somebody would do that instead of Final Fantasy VI for the 7th time. Maybe I should do it, but I don't think that I'm really all that either though, so people in greenhouses shouldn't throw stones. Maybe I could. I know Alundra well enough, maybe I could, but I'm not very good at writing. That's my problem. My grammar's awful. I would need a proofreader. Oh. Working Designs. Sorry, I need to scratch my face. They really trapped up the final 3 bosses. On which one is that, Alundra? Let's somebody to break the news of someone's death to a third party. I'm going to say they took the ultimate bad trip. I know, it really just like breaks the ice, doesn't it? In the suburbs name, non-IP names over here under that S. Yeah, they did. It is the word that you're thinking of, G. I mean, I'm just not saying because I'm live on Twitch. so we know what it is. But yeah, they did for when they did what was it? Ray Force that they brought to the West. Their shoot 'em up line. That was the name that they did. But the thing is, in that case, you can't even argue that they didn't even know what it meant in that situation, because that's the bloody logo picture. Whoops. Raystorm. Try different experience with him. I'm most bodacious to. I mean, there's some other stuff he did. I made a joke once because sometimes I take screenshots of like vocabulary from video games to like learn it, and I did one as a joke. There was like one word in Japanese. Oh my god, what was it? I should have kept it. I've got it somewhere. But I said, according to Working Designs, this one word means like. I'll find the line in a minute. So I'm gonna do it wrong. I posted it in Barley Bat's chat, I think, somewhere. I can't remember. No, I probably won't be able to find it, but it was something like, that's a real zinger, like a real 0 on the sphincter pucker scale or something like that. But it just means like, oh no. But they like really went all in on it, like, yo, Alundra dude, what's up? Oh, bummer, that's a real like 0 on the sphincter pucker scale. I'm like, what the fuck? The Japanese is like one word. Which actually kind of just means like but. Actually, that was what it was. It was like but with ellipses. I think it was like but with ellipses, which is implying like, oh, it was, I think the character said something about, like, it was like, but that would mean that this has happened, but he's not saying it. Came back and still on a lunge rant. I've said some other stuff in between. Not really a rant, just a conversation. Let me sort this out. Sorry, I keep getting like spam mail. Last race on this one. Oh yeah. Oh, to lose on purpose. Oh my god, all my shit is falling to bits. My muffler's almost gone. Is it on the PlayStation Store? I don't remember. Yes, it is. It's on the Japanese store, and it was on the Western store, and I can't remember whether they removed it. No, they did. I think they've kept it. Because Working Design still own the rights to it in English. I think Gaijin Works do it. Hate the name of that company. But I think they did renew all their stuff. Which is good for them, you know. At least they're keeping it available. Credit where credit's due. Yeah, I think it is still available. Which is great. Because all of this aside, do play Alundra in English. Do play it. It's worth it. I'm just nitpicking at this point. But the game shines through. And to be honest, from what I gather from looking at their work on the whole, I think Alundra is probably one of their best that they did. It's their most restrained, because the game's so dark they couldn't do what they usually do. I don't think they were. So on the whole, it's usually only sort of like often side dialogues and stuff. And some of the stuff that they did, I actually really liked some of it. Like, I liked the character of Jess, and I liked the way that they wrote Jess a little bit, even though it's different from the Japanese, but it gave him a bit of character, and it gave you a bit of an emotional grounding and a connection. because he often repeat, you know, like, if you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. It was good. I enjoyed that stuff. That's the kind of localization that I think works. But when you just put in random humor where it's not relevant, it's just out of place. I think that was the problem. It's a shame because they were, when they were good, they were very good, but when they were bad, they were horrid, you know? That's just how it is. And sometimes it wasn't always accurate, but they wrote a lot of it well. I mean, when Alundra was being very serious, it was quite well written in English. Just that character of Bonaire was just a huge mistake. I've entered the race twice. Right, final race. Can we do it? It'll be demoted. Is it 4-4? I've got to win though, haven't I? What do you mean I'll be demoted? Do I not go up? Is there something wrong? Urban Japanese when you know a Japanese account. You'd need a Japanese account to play it in Japanese. Word warning with it in Japanese though, like I said, it has a lot of auto-scrolling text boxes if you're not a fast reader. The final box on a text box will just close automatically after a certain amount of time. And the font can be a bit take a nap, be back soon. I probably won't be, G. I'm probably going to go in the next 20 minutes. I want to try and finish this set anyway. But thanks for stopping in. It was nice to catch you when it isn't like silly o'clock. So today I was watching Cobra Commander playing Silent Hill on my lunch break. Well, not my lunch break, but my afternoon break, and I was having way too much fun watching that, and I'm getting the horror bug now. I'm almost tempted to just play Silent Hill myself again. Oh my god, my bike! See you, G. So I was pulling off my shelf what sort of Halloween-y games I have. I have a few that I'm leaning towards. One possibility might be Galarians. I've never actually played that all the way through. My friend had it though, and I played it a lot back in the day, but I never got very far. There's that Deep Fear game on the Saturn. But the other one I was thinking about was Maximo. 'Tis the Season. Or doing something Mega Drive-y. There is Splatterhouse. And I was actually thinking what I might play, because it's Halloween. I might watch the film because I haven't seen it for ages. But have you ever seen that 80s movie Warlock? Because there's a game based on that. I think it's very loosely based on it though. I quite like the film. One with Julian Sands in and what's his face? Richard E. Grant. Move, boys. Oh, horror games. 3 most interesting. Clock Tower. Clock Tower's excellent. I mean, they're all excellent. If you've not played them, then you need to. I was actually Clock Tower's another one that I was thinking about, but I don't actually have Clock Tower, so that would cost me money, and I'm not sure if I want. I need to just calm my ass down. Spent way too much in the last 2 months on just self-indulgence. I was just in a mental space. Oh, that's some other news. So, speaking of mental spaces, there's been an update on my roof. They're actually gonna do some repairs. You know, only took them 2 months. I've heard nothing from my agency though. I just came home today and noticed there was a notice on the notice board downstairs that just said, oh, we're doing roof repairs in a week and a half's time. And it's going to take about 2 weeks. Probably going to be very noisy and waking me up in the morning, but nobody's actually contacted me directly. I only live here. So hopefully that will, but they won't be, they're not repairing my ceiling though, they're repairing it from the outside. And then they'll wait and see if it works before they do anything about my apartment space. But I don't even know if they need to come in my room or whatever, nobody's talked to me about it. I don't think the landlord's even told the agency. I think he's just got on with it, because the last time the thing is that they couldn't get in contact with the landlord. He wasn't returning the calls. And then all of a sudden, oh, the roof's being repaired. But I've not heard anything from the agency. I bet he's not even told them. He's just gone ahead and done it, which is fine, but like, communication, please. But also, it's just fucking slow. Even if it was needed to take a certain amount of time, you could say so. Like, I'm just sitting here not knowing, like, dreading if a typhoon comes, am I going to have a roof? It's just ridiculous the way that I've been treated in this. And it's like I was saying, like, you know, he's not returning calls and won't get in contact. It's like, well, I wonder if I stop paying my rent, then maybe he might. But anyway, hopefully there'll be a bit of progress in that sense now. So that's made me feel a little bit better about myself. Because honestly, I've tried not to let it really come across through like on stream, but I've just been pretty miserable with all of this going on, and I've been sort of just ignoring the elephant in the room, which is the hole in my ceiling. And so I've just been doing a lot of shopping, buying stupid stuff for instant not dopamine, what's the word? You know what I mean, the happy chemical. Hits. Ah! But yeah, reality is I need to actually stop spending my paycheck all the way down to the 0 every month. Because I have nothing in the bank. Dopamine, yeah, endorphin. I was just going with both those words together. Need to touch your things with peanut buttery fingers. Oh my god, don't. The repair's finally gonna happen. He was lost recently while mountain climbing. Who? What? Oh, yeah, Julian Sands. Isn't that crazy? But wait, no, so I won that one. My engine's not looking good. Do I need a new engine now? Can I still get away with this one? Can't afford all this new stuff. So, that's an upgrade. But yeah, Julian Sands got lost mountain climbing, didn't he? So James, if I'd have lost 4, but then won 5, would I have still gone down? Why did you say about the 4-4? Sega, yeah. To think that somebody could be this fast. So he wants to spread. I think he wants us to spread our wings and go out into the world or something. Says the Sega guy. Bye bye. Or he wants to do that. Whatever. Who's next then? Wait, no, this isn't the end, is it? Is this the second to last? Can't remember. No, there's still that French girl, isn't there? I think there's 3 more. And then we've got the Japanese egg company. My laptop's getting a bit hot actually. So they're gonna give us some money and they want to do our publicity. This is gonna be bad in now. Yeah, we've got to get that egg company sponsorship. Oh god, the race has got longer. Hopefully it's just not as bendy as the other one. So those games you only knew, what was it they said? Splatterhouse and Maximo. You know Warlock but haven't seen anything at all. Wait, do you know the movie or the game? Wow. Disco Nora in your face. Disco! Not watched or played either. Movie's quite fun. Jamesy, have you seen Boxing Helena with Julian Sands in it? That is a special movie. He's terrible in it as well. Like, I think he's actually quite good in Warlock, but in Boxing Helena, oh, he's dreadful. Fucking Nora! Oh my god. I didn't even think about that as that came out of my mouth. I don't know if that's a thing for everybody else. I don't know, maybe British people in chat, is that a thing? My dad always used to say fucking Nora. Or bloody Nora. Why is it Nora? That would be the worst. That would be the limit of my dad's anger. That's when you know that he was really mad. Or drunk. Fucking Nora! Did a few horror movies, we haven't seen any. There was one where they sued... Oh, what's that? I love Kim Basinger. Oh wait, no, that is that one. That's Boxing Elena. I've read that story. She was supposed to be the main... There was a lot of people supposed to be in Boxing Elena and they pulled out. Madonna was going to be in it, I think, as well. But Kim Basinger got bankrupt about that one, didn't she? She was supposed to be the lead and she pulled out very late into it. She didn't want to do it. She was worried about it ruining her image, I think. It's a very controversial film. And she pulled out, but it ended up bankrupting her to do so. I thought when you said that first, I thought you meant that that was the story of the movie that Kim Basinger was in. Have you ever seen... There was a movie that she did in the 2000s called Bless the Child. It had like Christina Ricci in it as well. I really like that. It was a sort of made for TV movie though. I feel like this game got louder. Has it got louder? I can't even check. In a bad way. I wonder if I accidentally hit the volume for the stream. Or maybe I just hit my own headset. This course is a bit easier, I think, so far. ended up playing the main role. I can't remember the actress's name, but she's in Twin Peaks. Whoever plays, I think Audrey in Twin Peaks is the actress. I mean, obviously didn't really do a great deal for her career. Boxing Elena bombed as well. So Kim Basinger, I mean, well, I don't know if she was wise because it bankrupted her, but maybe she was wise because it didn't ruin her career. Didn't she do? When did she do LA Confidential though? I wonder if that was after or before Boxing Elena, because that would have helped recover things. And then later on, she obviously did 8 Mile. I love My Stepmother's an Alien. I watched that at Christmas with my mum. It's one of my favourite like movies that reminds me of my mum being a child. We used to watch that when I was younger. Looked it up. Shirley Fan. Yeah, I just know she's in Twin Peaks. That's all I really know her for. I've turned that up for myself. Cheryl M. So you could say anybody another goner. Yeah, her. Ah, oh, tits. I'm gonna keep going, see how bad the damage is. It was the directing debut of David Lynch's daughter, and I think that was there was a big whole thing about it at the time as well, because well, one, she's female, but also she was very young. I think she was like only 19 or something when she directed that film, so it was like crazy to have such a young and female director heading a movie. So, and then it was obviously a total disaster. And then after that movie, she didn't make another film for like something stupid like another 20 years or something before she made another film. Jennifer Lynch, I think her name is. Has Bill Paxton and Art Garfunkel. Yeah, it does, because I remember watching it with my friend, and I think you can see Bill Paxton's Met Bits. Art Garfunkel's in it, I don't remember that. It's not a great film. It feels like it could have been, but it falls into nonsense in the end and doesn't really make a lot of sense. You know, I feel like that's a whole, there's a lot of 90s movies like that, those sort of like erotic thriller kind of things. They always get a little bit like psychedelic dreamy at the end and just sort of fizzle away. Don't really know where they're going. It kind of could have been a bit more interesting if it had a bit more, like, better writing and character development. I wonder if we've buggered this. 2 crashes. To be honest, I might just take the loss and keep the money. I watched it 2 Christmases ago on Boxing Day. Oh no, I think we're losing this race. How much money do you get for a loss? Feels like this one's easier to win though, as long as you don't crash. Still, like, 'cause I'm wondering when I'm going to need the turbo engine. When did you buy your first turbo engine? Did you buy it here? They're just so expensive. I wouldn't want to replace it every race or 2. Mind you, the engines actually seem to last a long time. I think I'd rather go for the handling though. It's just that the frames cost so much money and they break so quickly. Did you watch that Madonna movie? Yeah, I like it actually. I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as it's made out to be. I enjoyed it. I have it on DVD. I'm a huge Madonna fan though. Well, not really much anymore, but I used to be. Kind of finding her hard to defend lately. But I like some of her movies. When she's in good stuff, she's a good actress in my opinion. She's just very rarely in good films. Swept Away is alright though, but it's a we won. It's a remake anyway, but it has a couple of weird moments. But on the whole, it's actually quite. I think it's a confused film. It doesn't know what genre it is because it starts out like a rom-com, but then it gets very depressing. But then she did another film like that too, which I really like. Have you ever seen the Next Best Thing? I think it's much better than Swept Away, but the Next Best Thing is a really good film. But it's also very sort of. It gives you whiplash halfway through. It's not really what you expect the movie to be, so I can maybe wonder why people perhaps didn't get on with it. There's a lot of money there. Should I buy this expensive frame? Oh, these tyres are in tatters, he says. I can't afford the frame now. I get the better engine. Engine's still alright though. The engines brake much. Or should I get a new mechanic? Natasha's looking good soon. I would like to get a new frame. Oh, let's get the new oil. Should we find out what the mechanics actually do? So in theory, this is just in theory, but they're supposed to make your stuff last longer. But the guide that I've seen on Game FAQs claims that they don't. But they said that they've only tested frames. I feel like they might do, because I feel like my engine has not been anywhere near close to breaking ever since I've been upgrading. I don't remember the last time I even bought an engine. I've not had to repair one. At the start of the game one broke though. The frames are always breaking though, but I crash a lot. So around this stage looks affordable. Yeah, did I just I think I'd rather have the because I won a race without it, so I'd rather go for the control over the speed first. I crashed twice and still won, so I don't think I'm desperate for speed right now. Madge, isn't that an alias of hers? Some people call her that, yeah. I like one of the best movies she ever did was Desperately Seeking Susan. That's a really good fun film. And she was really good in Evita. Who's That Girl's a terrible film, but I enjoy it. It's a bit cringe though. Shanghai Surprise I've only seen once. So I've seen most of Madonna's movies. Can't remember Shanghai Surprise. You know the one that I haven't seen, which I should watch because I'll probably really enjoy it. And there's a Mega Drive. In fact, maybe I will watch it and then I'll play it because obviously there's Dick Tracy, which is on the Mega Drive. I've seen Body of Evidence, which was a sort of like Basic Instinct rip-off movie. I enjoyed that. Although I wasn't convinced about her sleeping with what's his face, Willem Dafoe. There's a lot of those 90s erotic thrillers though, where you just like. I mean, it's the same with Basic Instinct. What the hell is Sharon Stone doing with Michael Douglas? I mean, she's got to be a psycho. You watched Dick Tracy recently. She was one of the best characters in it. Has some great lines. She can be really good when she's cast well. Like she does do good stuff, but she's just often in turds. So, because like if you watch Who's That Girl, it's a really rubbish film. I think she's very convincing in this rubbish role, but it's a rubbish film, rubbish writing. It's not very funny, but she's very. She gives, you know, she does it. She sells the badness better than the other person in it. I like Who's That Girl though, it's a cozy movie for me, and I also just love the soundtrack. The actual soundtrack CD for Who's That Girl the movie is really good, and it's got a couple of songs that she did for it that are not on any of her albums. If you're a big Madonna fan and you don't know about it, listen to that album, it's very good. Obviously it's got the song Who's That Girl on it, but it's got Causing a Commotion, which is good. Causing a Commotion is a brilliant song, and it's not, I think it's exclusive. But I also like this other song on it, it's not by Madonna, it's called Turn It Up. It's a really good song, it's very 80s. Douglas's poke. He was, like, I don't get it. He was literally, there was something about Michael Douglas, I think. Something in the water. Because I don't think he's even, I mean, no offense to him, but I don't find him very attractive. That's a very big nose. Doesn't rock my world. But he was, because it was like same in Fatal Attraction. But then again, I mean, I suppose it's Glenn Close, but don't you think Glenn Close is a really funny person? Like, I feel like Glenn Close got better with age. I think she looks a bit harsh in Fatal Attraction, and then as she got older, like Cruella de Vil sort of time, she actually looks very beautiful, I think. But in Fatal Attraction, she just looks a bit crazy. I suppose that's the point, but don't get him or James Spader. Yeah, James Spader, he's a weird one. Is he hang on, is he who I'm thinking of? I always mix him up with James Woods. Not James Woods. Who plays Hercules as the villain? What, he's a funny one too. Who plays well, that is James Woods, isn't it? Who's the Tiger Woods is the golfer. There's too many Woods. No, James Spader's in is he in I can't think what the film's called now. I've watched it recently. Oh, he's in that movie that I posted in Discord. What was the title of it? Dream Lover or something. Dream Lover. It was like a 90s erotic thriller. And isn't he also in is it Crush or Crash? That one about like sleeping with cars or something. Having sex and crashing your car. And then I think the only thing I really know him from, I haven't actually seen that movie, but isn't he in Mannequin? But bizarrely, is he in Mannequin? Is he like the baddie in Mannequin and just looks really odd? He's got like glasses on and stuff. But yeah, he was in a couple of 90s sexy thrillers, wasn't he? Like Turbo. Reputation to be a Playboys in Hollywood, but it's like, what? Yeah. He was on Stargate. Yeah, no, it is him. I guess in the 80s. He was in the Rat Pack, wasn't he, in the 80s? He was in the movies like, was he in Pretty in Pink and stuff like that? Because that's why he was in Mannequin, because Andrew McCarthy's in Mannequin. I love Mannequin. Kim Cattrall getting her boobs out yet again. Michael Douglas said, cause his said he'd be willing to take them. Oh my god. Yeah, because Catherine Zeta-Jones, she's stunning. She's stunning. What a thing to say. There were so many weird. Do you remember what a weird time the 2000s were? Do you not think there were so many weird celebrity couples like Angelina Jolie and Billy? Do you remember that Angelina Jolie and Billy Bob Thornton were together with the blood vials? And then you had Catherine Zeta-Jones and Michael Dudley. Like, what a time! Was it Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes? Although, not sure who was the worst in that one. Who was Nicole Kidman with? Was she with somebody odd? I mean, obviously Madonna was with what's his face, who seems to have redeemed himself now. What was Madonna's husband? Sean Penn. Because I mean, I don't know anything about these people. I'm just speculating, but from the sounds of the music that she made when she was like in the relationship with him and leaving him, it doesn't sound like he was a very nice person. I think he did. Wasn't he a bit of an alcoholic back then? Can't remember now. It was before my time, really. And didn't he just sort of disgrace himself and then came back and did that movie Milk? But Sean Penn was actually, you know, I think reasonably attractive and young at the time. I always thought the breakup of Helena Bonham Carter and Tim Burton was a sad one. They did seem so... Oh, God. Can I even afford the new one? Okay, I can. That's fine. Muffler's looking bad. I'm tempted to just race with the muffler in the state that it is. No, it's only 6,000. Let's just replace it. Huge jump in muffler price. The cost of mufflers these days, it's just everything after COVID. Harrison Ford and Ally McBeal. Yes, yes, yes. They're not together anymore though, are they? Or are they? That's a sweet couple that I always felt... Are they still together? I felt like they were a sweet couple though, because they were very low profile. I felt like there was just something... I don't know. Something a bit more. Callista Flockhart. Her face just fascinates me. I can just stare at it for hours. She looks like a little, like, purse duck. She's very cute. I love Ally McBeal as well. Did you ever watch Brothers and Sisters that she was in? She was like the lead in that, but that show was just heavenly. With bloody Sally Field. There was so much good talent in that TV show. You had Callista Flockhart, who can just chew the scenery, and then she's in the same show as Sally Field. Fucking Nora. I haven't even heard of that one. Oh, it was pretty much what she did after Ally McBeal in the late 2000s, I think. I was like moving to Japan while it was still on the air, I think. I hadn't seen it for years. I wouldn't mind rewatching that. If you want to see something like a nice LGBT representation, Brothers and Sisters is really good because it's got one of my favourite sort of gay relationships in TV because it's not overly sexualized. It actually shows them just at the time. I mean, it's probably a bit more normal now, but at the time it was very normalizing. It showed them just, you know, like in bed having a conversation in the morning, reading the newspaper, you know, just sort of that. Wow, trying to scratch my nose, I'll go around the corner. It's not working. It was very normalizing. Because one of the brothers is gay, and then he obviously meets a guy. Why is this corner just kicking my ass all of a sudden? I've bought a new frame, and the handling appears to be not very good. Are my tyres going? No. But yeah, the premise of that one is it's like a family of like 2 brothers and 2 sisters, all with different sort of walks in life and political opinions, I think, because Callista Flockhart's character, she's very right-wing Republican, but then she's got a sort of more liberal brothers. And then it's like in the first episode their dad dies, and then who was sort of the perfect dad, and they find out that he'd actually been cheating on their mum for years or something, had a mistress. And it's sort of all sort of unraveled. His death starts to unravel a lot of stuff. That's just the initial premise of the show. But then it's just about like, you know, just the family and how they carry on afterwards and relationships that they have and all that stuff. And also from the mistress's point of this mistress has obviously he's been cheating on his wife with her for years or something, but it's like she's also grieving him, the other woman kind of thing. It's just kind of interesting. Oh, and I think it's, well, I won't say too much more, you should just watch it, but and then Sally Fields obviously plays the mum. There was a girl, like, if you ever saw Revenge, you know the leading actress in Revenge, the TV show? She did that before she did Revenge. She was in Brothers and Sisters for a few seasons, and then I can't remember whether she left or she stuck it out to the end. Eventually Brothers and Sisters, I think eventually just got cancelled, which really annoyed me. But it ended well. It wasn't like a cliffhanger or anything. It just didn't get picked up again. It wasn't like a dramatic axing. It just sort of fizzled. But it was a shame because I feel like Callista Flockhart never really did anything much afterwards that I saw. I remember at that time period there was quite a few shows that I was into that got cancelled. I really liked Ringer that Sarah Michelle Gellar did, but it only had 1 season. The 2 biggest shows for me though that I was really annoyed about with the cancellation was True Calling, which had Elijah Dushku from Buffy and who played Faith. She got her own series where she was the lead. I love Elijah Dushku. I think she's like just one of the most attractive. I mean, obviously, my judgment is rubbish, but I think she's one of the most attractive women in the world. I think she's absolutely stunning. And that show got cancelled in the 2nd season. They only got 6 episodes. I bought the box set. The 6 episodes didn't even air in the UK. It just got cancelled. But they released the DVD box set, which had the 6 episodes for the 2nd season on that you could watch. And it was like a little mini-series. They sort of stuck it to the people at the end because they left it on cliffhangers. Seems like the norm on streaming platforms. Probably is these days, yeah. The other one that really annoyed me was a show called Harry's Law, which had Kathy Bates in. It was the same creator of Ally McBeal, so it was another sort of like quirky legal drama show, a bit like Ally McBeal but with a much older lead, which is probably why it didn't do very well in realistically, because it obviously had a middle-aged woman at the front of it, which is hard probably to get the target audience. My mum watched it. And that was one thing that I really liked about the show, because it was just a talking point, because I was living in Japan at the time, and it became like a telephone talking point, like, oh, did you watch Harry's Law? And we would talk about it, and I just miss having that sort of generation crossing kind of show that we could both enjoy. And it was just sort of episodic. She was working in a legal firm, and it was just interesting, but she was working more in like a sort of like a poorer part of America, so she was taking on a lot more sort of like poor people's sort of wrong convictions and crimes and stuff. So, and she was it was more like helping the community I kind of enjoyed that because whereas Ally McBeal was a lot more like rich people, I think, so it was a little bit different. Yeah, it got cancelled. It was a bit annoying. It even had a couple of actors from Ally McBeal in it. The writing was good because it was the same person, whatever his name is, Richard E. Kelly or something. I like good legal dramas like that. I need to watch the rest of I never finished it, and I really should because I was enjoying it. What was the one? What was that TV show? The woman, Somebody's Wife? No, it's got that really sexy actress in. What's her name? The Somebody's Wife. Isn't that what it was called? She's a lawyer and her husband's cheated on her or something. In season 1, I only ever watched like some of the first season. It has Mr. Big in from Sex and the City as the husband. My mum liked that actually. Cancel shows before the actors become too expensive. Probably, yeah. It's also just I don't know. There's stuff is just consumed in a different way now. Shows don't like. Sometimes shows used to like get better, like ratings would improve. But like Netflix now, it's either it pops off or it doesn't. If it doesn't, people aren't watching it, then it's too late. It's like you can't discover it later. Oh, Ugly Betty was sad when that got cancelled. That got screwed over by the writers' strike though. It totally ruined it and the quality just went all over the place. I used to love Ugly Betty. It was one of my favourite shows at one point. I think Ugly Betty got better as it went on as well. Like the second season was good. I have the DVDs of that. I watched it for years though. I loved What's Her Face in it, Vanessa Williams. And it took me ages to realise that she was the same Vanessa Williams who did like Save the Best for Last and Colours of the Wind. I like that song, Save the Best for Last. I've heard that Ally McBeal's on Disney Plus now, and my friend's got it, so we're going to start watching it together because he's never seen it. Did I win? Yeah. Oh. One of my favourite all-time shows, though, was probably Desperate Housewives. Absolutely love that. Whoa, how much those last titanium monocoque? I'm tempted to just save my money for accidents at the moment because everything's in tip-top shape. I'm off like I can last another race. I think I'll leave that as it is. Oh, I suppose I should also save it for the next mechanic. But I should probably go to bed because it's nearly 20 to 1 and I didn't mean to stay up this late, but I was just enjoying the conversation. But we'll save that there.